Hello there, Ray here. We just got some new insight to the Sniffer through an official post by Minecraft on their Instagram. If you guys don't know, I also have an Instagram. You can follow me at RaysWorksYT. And this post they did was a video of the work in progress Sniffer moving about. In this video, we're going to look at everything new that we can learn about the Sniffer. So if you want to know what the actual features that the Sniffer has, check out my previous video on it. We can confirm a couple things that we weren't quite sure about in the early video, where they first announced the Sniffer through the mob boat. A lot of people ask me, did the Sniffer have 6 legs? And this video here confirms that. As you can see, there is 6 legs that kind of move in a caterpillar-like motion. There's also some debate on the ears. If there were really floppy ears, we can definitely see they're quite large and floppy. And overall, they're very shaggy, like they have a lot of hair on them. It almost reminds you of like the woolly mammoth or maybe oxen. This possibly could indicate that the Sniffer came back from a time where it was colder. The shrubbery we also see on the Sniffer almost kind of looks like leaves, like it might be used for some kind of camouflage. And the leaf color is more of a dark bluish green color than it is what you expect for more of a tropical place, which would be more of the brighter greens. And typically you see this type of color in colder places like evergreen trees. The Sniffer name comes from its nose and its sniffing ability, and they actually animated that. As you can see, the nose actually will move up and down as it sniffs out things. People were also getting confused about the nostrils on the Sniffer compared to the eyes. Now we can definitely see that the eyes are little slits, where the nose, as it is a Sniffer, has quite prominent nose, and overall the beak itself is almost like what you expect to see maybe on something that's kind of like a reptile, where there's no hair or anything else on the front of the face. It's probably not an actual beak, but it might be something more like what we see with dinosaurs. And it does appear the Sniffer has lips, which you can see kind of like the little creases around it. Now, oftentimes when it comes to animals not having hair and stuff near their mouth, that's to prevent different grime from getting stuck in there and causing irritations or infections. This would make sense on the Sniffer, since the Sniffer is actually sticking its nose into the dirt, as illustrated in when the mob boat was introduced, and therefore it wouldn't want to get all that mud and dirt into its hide. There's also a prominent leaf-like pattern on the top of the Sniffer, where the shaginess is divided either way. It does also seem that the Sniffer has some toes on each of the feet, but they almost look like hooves, as they're only 2 toes per leg. With all the sniffing that the Sniffer is actually doing, will it actually use that to go to a specific place to locate something? Kind of like how the Warden can actually sniff out the player, even without the vibrations. Now, even though the Sniffer has a body with its head kind of sticking outside of it, it's unlikely for the entire thing to actually be part of the collision of the animal. Like we see in most mobs, the actual body is the collision, where the head is just a visual piece that doesn't actually collide with it. Now, in this world where we have all the mobs sorted by widest as well as tallest, we can kind of compare how the Sniffer will measure up compared to other mobs. It looks like it's slightly taller than the player, so it'd be similar height to an Elder Guardian. And with the image, we can actually see how wide the Sniffer is. If we count the pixels, there's 24 pixels here. So the width of the front of the Sniffer is 24 pixels, meaning it's the exact same width as this main body piece of the Zoglin. But when it comes to the length of it, it looks like there is 40 pixels. But since every mob is actually the same width as length, when it comes to the actual hitboxes, this makes it likely for the official size of the Sniffer to be slightly shorter lengthwise, as you can see here with the Zoglin where it gets cut off. But then they add the extra on the sides, which will probably make the size under 36 by 36 pixels. And if you watch very closely in this clip here, you can actually see the player bumping into the Sniffer. So we can actually tell where the collision of the Sniffer starts. The Sniffers shown in this video are most likely the adults, as the babies in Minecraft are exactly half the size as adults. Now in this image here, they actually show the Sniffer sitting down, which does make it shorter than when it's standing up. This could be indication that the Sniffer can actually change its hitbox, similar to what we see with a shulker. We could also see this in a pufferfish, which their hitbox changes as they puff up. Even pet mobs sitting and standing doesn't change their hitbox. But more recently, the minutes or the camels can actually sit down and change their hitbox compared to standing up. So it's possible they're going to do the same thing with Sniffers, where their hitbox will change when they lay down on the ground. Now, unlike most Minecraft mobs, the Sniffer doesn't actually illustrate any tail, which is a bit odd. What do you guys think about the Sniffer? Is there any special abilities that I should also have? Then check out everything we know about 1.20 in this playlist here, or this one all about extremely rare mobs. I'm excited to see what the Sniffer offers to the game, and of course I'll be designing farms around it. And don't forget to join my live streams every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.